We are longtime friends turned lovers, here for all things love, dating, and relationships. Lovers Watch is a podcast where we explore how the love and relationships we observe on screens influence the love and relationships we experience in our own lives.
From romance sitcoms to reality dating shows, we're mining through the mess to bring you the gems and help make sense of this crazy little thing called love. So, whether you watch these shows or not, if you love love, you're in the right place.
Hello and welcome to Lovers Watch.
Hello. I am your host, Sam, and beside me is my little spaghetti-o stromboli.
What? Hi, I'm your co-host, YoVanna.
And today we are talking about Love is Blind, Season 9, Episode 7.
Indeed we are. What gems did you mine from this episode?
From this episode, I really got a question in my head. And it comes from seeing, it feels like a trend of the men a lot of the times being really bad in social situations. And, their partner, in this case, the women will have to come and like kind of make up for that slack, basically. But on the flip side, we see a lot of the women kind of suck in like the stress management of like the anxiety around their relationship. And then the men will have to come in and kind of like pick up the slack there for them. And I kind of wonder if that's like socialization or like something else.
It's maybe balanced in a very strange way.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you? What did you want from this episode?
Why stay with someone who doesn't choose you? A very simple, straightforward
valid
question. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to understand.
Very valid.
Yeah. Okay. We like to start off the show with a hot take.
We sure do.
Sam, baby, what's your hot take?
Another car-related one for you people out here. Most of y'all do not know how to drive.
Ooh-wee.
And then you drive with your egos on top of that. Like, what's your hot take, my dear?
Okay, y'all ain't gotta like it, but I feel strongly that every single man on this planet should have an in-depth understanding of the menstrual cycle.
In depth.
Gay, straight, bi, asexual, I don't care. It doesn't matter. You came out of a coochie and there are women in your life and you need to understand the hormonal phases that shape our lives. The pain, the power of a uterus, how to be supportive, when to be tender, when to stay up out our faces. Boys should be taught about periods in sex ed too. Like pop quiz. She's snapping at you. She's showing signs of being in her luteal phase or follicular phase. You don't know this, and you should. It would help you navigate the world. You need to learn, and so do your brothers.
That'd be funny. You're not wrong, but I can imagine the interaction of me saying, honey, I understand.
It's because you're in your follicular phase. I might headbutt you.
Exactly, so.
Might. You don't know. I might
Grain
headbutt
of
you.
salt. Grain of salt. Anyway.
That's how I feel.
Hot take. Anyway.
Shall we get into the appetizer?
Let's get into our little snack.
Of our episode?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. In this episode, the folks are still on their honeymoons, and we learn from their second little get together as a group what doubts are starting to creep in from the couples.
Yeah, everybody's having problems except for those that aren't having problems, but we suspect they're going to be having problems.
Everybody's low-key having problems. We see Megan doesn't like that Jordan plays too damn much, and Jordan thinks that Megan might be too clingy.
Maybe, potentially. He's also really kind of hanging on to one thing she said to him about being annoying, and that really kind of stuck with him a bit. So there's definitely that.
Yeah, he thinks she might be a little bit too abrasive. And then we have Allie and Anton and Gil. We got Antonini. Allie didn't expect Anton to be so introverted, and I'm starting to get the impression that Gil is frustrated with Allie's like material desires.
Yeah,
he seems like he's
so.
annoyed with how much time she's putting on her, much time she spends putting on her makeup.
Yeah,
the
like
fact
packing
that she
things or
wants Botox and wants him to pay for it.
I mean, we haven't seen that yet.
We got snippets.
We got little snippets of it, and I'm really wondering what that's going to play out to be. So yeah, we definitely see some trouble in paradise, even though they're not really exhibiting a bunch of stuff. But there's stuff.
They don't talk about shit, but we see conflict brewing for sure.
Exactly.
Calibria wishes Edmund was more of an alpha dog.
Alpha male, yes.
She want her a big dog, and that is not Edmund.
Not Edmund.
Edmund is upset he ain't getting no ass. And then Madison and Joe, dear God.
That's honestly been the most like juicy part of this. Now, maybe juicy is the wrong word, but the most obvious train wreck of this honeymoon.
Clearly, yeah. Madison says, Joe reverts inward when he's upset. And then Joe doesn't like her. Let's start with Joe and Maddie.
Let's get with the good stuff first. Yeah.
Because we come into this episode the next morning.
After the wild night.
Very confusing fight.
Please just drink some water.
What do you mean I'm being incoherent?
You're right. I'm sorry I came in and sat on the bed and scratched your back and got you a water. You're right. I'm coming hot. Sorry. What the fuck, Joe? Fuck me for trying to help.
Okay. Woman, I feel like I woke up and I'm here and now that's what I feel like, so.
So a very one-sided, very confusing fight. Yeah.
But basically what we got from that is Joe's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
We don't know if he was on drugs or he was so drunk that his hatred for her just surfaced.
Materialized.
But they slept in separate rooms. And Madison is giving so much grace to him the next morning.
Yeah.
It is actually insane.
It's funny because you would think, based on the interaction, she would spend the entire night reflecting, thinking about the choices that she's made, and probably like growing like a lot of disdain. Resentment, disdain for him. But no, we see her in the morning, wake up like
journaling. We see her in the morning, journaling, talking about, I miss him. And it was just like a miscommunication.
I
And
woke up and it was just like, my name is Joe Snuggles. You want to like sit here? I just want to like start off by saying like, just the fact that we've only been together for 3 days physically.
Right.
Like, I don't know what you need in moments. And, I'm sorry if I didn't do what you needed.
Madison is holding it down for us women and the reputation that we don't know how to apologize and we don't know how to take accountability. That's what she's doing. Actually, she's doing a public service. Thank you, Madison, for challenging this narrative because you wasn't even wrong in you apologizing. Women can do this. We can.
That's a lot of extrapolating from that. She's like, we could take accountability. She didn't need to take accountability. She didn't
Madison
need to.
Is proof.
Nah. If you do it when you don't need to, that don't count. Because she definitely did not need to apologize, come to him saying, hey, I'm going to give you some grace. I don't know what you need.
We're still learning each other.
We're still learning. Exactly. She didn't.
You learned everything you needed to learn in that minute, boo-boo. That's all. You ain't nothing else to learn here. He doesn't care about you, and that's how he handles conflict.
Yeah, and he came with an apology.
But also, she should have let him work for that apology. She initiated the process of making amends.
She should have been quiet and just been like, what do you got to say?
And yeah, let him speak for himself, and you know that you've already forgiven and you can meet him there, but let him initiate.
Yeah, like
he did you dirty.
She could have very easily sat there and just waited for him to say everything he needed to say. Like at that point, I would have been like, all right, that's fine. You gave space for him to fix things. That's fine.
That's all she needed to do.
Exactly.
But not be the one who's overextending herself and apologizing because she was just trying to check on him.
Basically. And like it felt just like from that interaction the night before, he felt like a professional gaslighter.
Full time.
The questions she would say like, hey, are you okay? And he's like, why are you asking
me if I'm okay? Why do you keep asking me that?
Why are you saying that I'm like being weird right now?
And now she turns around and apologizes first.
Exactly.
When she didn't have anything to apologize for.
No, she didn't. It was kind of sad to watch.
And then it's like, oh, I missed you. It just, I don't know. It felt very...
Grow a spine. Go, stand up.
Why do you hoes act like if you ain't in no relationship, you gon' die? Y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up. Stand up.
And then she's like, yeah, we had, talking to the girls, like... She lying for this man. She stays lying for him. I don't know what is so important about this image that they're so like a power couple, but like, we had a bit of a rough night, but like good communication got us through it, and like the sex was so good. We have really, really good sex.
Which is crazy because I feel like I've never seen Joe really initiate affection. Like maybe a peck,
1 or 2 kisses, perhaps.
But I haven't seen him go up to her and like hug her from behind or like rub up on her. I haven't seen any of that from what we've seen.
But here's the thing though. We know that his
But
attraction to her or his willingness to initiate affection doesn't determine the sex. The sex might, in fact, be very good.
I think there's a fine line. I think when you are willing to initiate consistent affection with someone, I think that is a bit more indicative of like your love and care for them versus just being attracted to them.
But he doesn't have to love and care for her to put her through the headboard, and she might be getting her back
Well,
blown
no,
out, and that's what she likes.
But I'm saying the affection is different from having sex.
Of course.
Yeah, so
but
like
we're
if-
saying to me that indicates that he does not care for her.
Yeah.
But the sex could very well be delicious.
100%.
He might be angry fucking her.
Yes, 1,000%. Yes, I believe.
It's just strange to me that she feels the need to do this PR for him and like sanitize
Everything else.
his reputation among the women.
I mean, that's a very typical thing for women to do. I will say that. But yeah, just to finish that point, I do think that if we saw him being more affectionate with her, it might be more of an actual question if he fucks with her or not. The fact that we don't see him initiate affection.
Yeah.
And we only hear about the physical sexual component.
And from her. He's not talking about how good the sex is.
He hasn't said a word about how good it is.
To him,
he just said
I
we
think
fucked.
it's just ass is ass, and he's not going to say no. If it's 1:45 in the morning in the club about to close, you think Joe going home by himself? No, he's going to grab Madison. He's going to have a great night. They're going to go be drunk, get some pizza, and then they're going to fuck.
Yeah.
And then she's going to be like, he loves me, and he didn't even
his
like
mind,
get
it's
out of
just-
bed to walk you to the door.
Yeah, in his mind, like it's all pink. So you know.
I need her to do better. I
yeah.
need her to do better.
Just a little bit. Let's move on to our I want to say our favorite
Our couple du jour.
but it's looking pretty downhill from
They
here.
were our favorites. It's looking pretty bleak.
Yeah. So Edmund and Calabria. Every time I see Calabria, she just seems, from her body language, she just seems to be over Edmund already. Like he'll just be doing something that's like, playful, whatever. It's him. But when it pans to her eyes are just like dead inside. She's like, "Oh, you having fun over there?"
It's
Cool.
it's very much like a tired mom
Very much so.
watching her ADHD
Very much so.
4-year-old.
Yeah, but I will give her credit because she was at least honest about like, I apologize if I'm coming off cold or dry, but I'm still not completely over your bullshit from last night.
The bullshit being when he threw a temper tantrum because
he ain't get no pussy.
Because she made it very clear that she doesn't want to have sex before they get married.
Yeah. So I appreciate that from her.
And he, he might just be saying what needs to be said, but he's like, "I'm sorry, that was selfish of me to press you for the sex. I just want you to know I want you so bad. You're so fine."
I don't believe him at all. Mostly because I feel like he is so emotionally dysregulated that he will forget in the next moment of stress that like, "Oh no, I forgot that I did say I was okay with waiting for you." I mean, he'll just like forget that and go into another temper tantrum. Like, so I feel like I can't trust him.
And if you can't trust him, how is Calabria supposed to trust him? So I do have a question though.
What's up?
I'm wondering if this no sex before marriage is like a performance of virtue or a hesitation to potentially embarrass herself on TV. Like, I understand not wanting to have sex on TV or sex with a man who might very likely disappoint you at the altar.
Yeah.
But we also see that she, in the past, probably up until very recently, has had a very casual approach to sex.
I mean, she said about a year ago when she mentioned like the one night stands and everything. But I mean, to your point, we have a very potent example of like how you might look a little silly after giving some ass to somebody like Madison and Joe the night before. And then the next night, he's like, "Can you shut up? I'm trying to sleep."
Right. Which
So-
I don't think that is as applicable in Calabria and Edmund's case.
No.
But just that hesitation to be like, I'm in an experiment.
Yeah,
I'm in
we're
a
on a show.
publicized experiment.
We're on the show.
Yeah.
And the world's going to see me having sex on the first night. So, I mean, it could be both. But I do agree that it could be kind of like a virtue signal.
I wonder. I mean,
Yeah.
because to me, it doesn't seem like a let's wait. I want to make it special.
No.
It's like
It seems like an arbitrary, just like, let's wait till we get married.
that's it. And I mean, that is her prerogative.
Do your thing.
But she says, like, she also says, sex seems like it's more sacred to you, Edmund, than it is to me. Like in the past, I've fucked guys and sent them home. Like, but I've also made guys wait 8-9 months,
I
a
made people
year.
wait a year, and it's
So like, I don't see why 4 weeks should be a problem for you, Edmund. Which there's like, that's so muddy because there's truth to what she's saying.
There is truth, but at the same time, you can't dictate what's a good time for somebody else to like.
Less that, it just seems like this time is arbitrary. Like
It
it's
does.
all arbitrary, and it's about kind of like a power move, or like, which
It's tied up in a lot. To your point, it's very muddy. We don't know exactly what's the right answer, but I don't know. How long would you wait
to have sex with
someone?
Like
someone
before
that you're
marriage, or
let's not say marriage, because that could be very arbitrary. Let's just say you want this relationship. You're putting in effort, time, effort, money, whatever, into this relationship. But they're saying, hey, I don't want to have sex until X amount of time.
how long am I
Like
willing to
what's
wait?
the maximum?
I'd say if it was a relationship that I felt strongly for,
Yeah.
and I could see myself being with that person long term, the most that I could wait would be a year. That I need to have a clear understanding as to why.
Okay.
And we got to be doing
Other stuff.
some other things. We got to be doing something. Most importantly, I think for me, the most important thing is chemistry. And truly, like, I live for sexual tension, so we could let it build up for a year.
A year of sexual tension?
Let me get there.
Okay.
If I can extrapolate from our other experiences, that it will be worth the wait.
You wait a whole year. And you wait a whole year and it's just some mid, like they don't make no noise. They don't.
I think it also depends on what we're talking about. Like if we're talking about queer sex, then like, are we just making out? Like what's happening?
That's what I'm asking. I don't know if it really. I don't know how much it matters. A year is a year. But because like I don't know with Calabria and Edmund, I don't know if they're like if she's down to do other things. You know, if she's
I feel like if we go on at least second base.
I mean, what's second base? That's different.
I don't
for
know the
everybody.
bases.
Yeah.
I would say like at least heavy petting. At least if we're doing some heavy petting, like maybe we're not having oral sex because that's sex.
Sure, that's still sex. Yeah.
At least if we're doing some heavy petting and like we can talk to each other openly, I could do that. I'd say
There's a lot of variables.
If it's a man, I need to see what you got. I'm not waiting a year.
No, man, I'm wearing a chastity belt.
Well, I'm gonna be peeking while you sleeping. Nah. Like you got to send me a picture. I need to know you not about to have me out there waiting for a year.
What you mean?
And then you got a little Chico stick.
Wait, but we got. It's about the emotion of the ocean.
No,
and,
it's no.
You know,
you need to take me to the shore. Let me see what you got going on in your ocean.
So there's variables.
How long would you wait for someone?
I think, again, it very heavily depends on the reasons behind it. If it feels like it's just like some virtue thing or like some power move or just like some bullshit, like some Steve Harvey, like, oh, you got to wait 90 days for your man to make sure he really wants you.
Act like a lady, think like a man.
That bullshit. If it's just that, then I'm like, honestly, I'm good. Because there's no, to me, I can't connect with that reason. Now, if there's some like religious thing or something trauma informed or something like that, I can much more easily have empathy for that, especially if the relationship itself is good and fulfilling outside of that.
Right.
With that said, I want to say like 6-7 months, somewhere in there.
You sound real hesitant.
I'm
you
just
sound
saying,
like at month 4, you gonna be knocking on the door like, so what's up?
I'm just saying it would be hard.
Excuse me, Miss Ma'am.
Hey man, how you doing? Take my hat off. Like, hey, how you doing, man? I was just really just wondering.
Come here and check on you, see how you doing. If you might have changed your mind.
Yeah, I think again, if there's other things in the relationship that are fulfilling, and I feel like I'm not the one doing all the work, basically. I think it would be very hard if I was with someone who was very adamant on like, no, I need you to be playing this role of like the typical man of you're doing all the pursuing, you're doing all the wooing and everything like that. I think that would be very hard to do along with like not getting any physical validation that like you're into this.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I will say for me, ain't no way in hell I'm getting married before we're having sex. I need to know. I can't make that commitment without having test driven the goods. I need to know.
He sound like Edmund. You know, I got to hit before we get married.
I feel him. I also would not get married to someone in 4 weeks of knowing them, so that is a little different.
That's very true.
But like within this particular circumstance, I understand her saying, "No, we're not having sex before we get married." I don't know you, bro. And there's the chances of us breaking up are higher than those of us actually getting married.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, to your question, it almost doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because
I'm just curious.
if it is virtue or if it is like, I'm not trying to embarrass myself on this TV.
Either way, she's justified.
Exactly. But I mean, I do wonder if it is the virtue thing. Because for me, it, and this is, you know, I know you still got your little bit of crush on her and everything. But
it's fighting to stay. I'm fighting to keep that crush on her.
But she really gives me the feeling that she's like a recovering toxic person. Like there's this things that she says and does where it's like, you were probably a nightmare a few months ago. God. And like you were saying, like she kind of like vacillates in between
therapy talk and nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up.
That gives me recovering toxic person. Like
it doesn't give you comprehensive, well-rounded.
No, it gives me recovering. Like she, every now and then she'll be in her apartment, just like, just rocking back and forth, like, I want to fight, but she's like, no. Remember, Clavia, this is how you lose all your friends. So, and
it feels like the transition, of recovery, where like she's going to therapy and she knows the things to say,
she knows
but
the right words.
They haven't resonated. Like she hasn't internalized what she's learned fully yet, which is a process.
It's a
process,
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like, you might be onto something. She does feel like
it feels recovering, and it's like for me the biggest indicators are when like she's talking to Edmund and it feels like she's building a little list in her brain of like, here are ways that you are not an alpha male.
All his failures, all his transgressions. Yeah,
she's like, you're not willing to murder bugs. You ain't trying to fight niggas. But then like the other side of her brain is like, okay, hey, remember Clavia, these are bad things.
We don't want him to murder bugs. We don't want
bugs
him
deserve to live.
We don't want him to be fighting left and right for no reason.
No.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we got to give some credit, like a little sprinkle of credit to her for for having that internal battle.
I give her massive credit.
It's definitely there. You're right.
Yeah.
You're onto something.
I give her credit for it. I'm just recognizing that like, you were a problem a little while ago. Yeah.
Damn.
Proud of her for doing better.
Yeah, because a couple episodes ago, I was like, how is she not already in love with somebody? And I see it now.
Yeah,
I do see it.
She probably got like the cheetah print tattoo things here.
Leave her tattoo alone. They ain't got shit to do with nothing. The problem is her motherfucking mouth, dog. She got a mouth on her, bro.
But she controlling it.
She is, but I know she could hurt your fucking feelings.
Bro, she will snatch.
I do have to rescind my offer for my last name.
Oh no, you gave that out real fast and willing. I don't know if you can rescind it that fast. You was real willing. Yeah.
Annie and Nick. Let's move on to Annie and Nick.
Oh my gosh, our favorite couple, Annie and Nick. Honestly, we got some more towards the end of the episode, but most of the time when I hear them speaking, my eyes just kind of glaze over because they're just saying words and just being like, "Oh man, I love you so much. Cool. What else?" Like that's really just all I get from them. And this is a little mean, but every time I see Annie in that like open mouth, no, she doesn't.
It's like she does the laugh.
She does the laugh, but then leaves the face.
It's a glitch.
Yeah, it's like the face stays for like 20 seconds, but the laugh is only 7 seconds, and it's like, just please stop. And they're also doing that thing where it's like a indicator of like there's about to be some shit because they're like, oh my gosh, like we're doing so good. We don't argue.
Oh, they love to drop
finish
that
each other's sentences.
It's a red herring, right?
No, there's something else. We could say canary in a coal mine.
Okay, evidently I do not know my literary terms.
This is a Chekhov's gun, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a canary in the coal mine.
It's more similar to that. There's
And
probably
Netflix
something
loves
more.
to do that to indicate that danger is coming.
Yeah.
Every time these hoes start talking about, we never fight. We haven't had a single fight yet.
I'm ready to marry you tomorrow, honestly. Just I can
You
do it.
know that the foundation is finna crumble.
Crumble.
And sure enough,
Crumble.
we start to see how unstable Annie is. Her back and forth. She alternates between like, it hurts that I care about you more than you care about me. And this relationship is so imbalanced. But I don't need you. I want to make it very clear that I don't need your
I
ass.
want you. I don't need you, though. You could jump off a cliff tomorrow. I wouldn't even care.
And he's like, what am I supposed
What
to
the fuck?
say to that? What?
It's weird because we didn't see any inciting incident for this to happen. And she was kind of doing that thing at the pool party, the second pool party, where she was saying, oh, I'm really scared of like sabotaging this myself. And it just felt like she got drunk. It felt like she was really drunk. But also
she was trash.
I couldn't tell if she was just drunk or like you're kind of crazy. But
That's not nice.
yeah, it's not nice. I apologize.
But you're going to leave that in there.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just like going back and forth, like you were saying. And there was no consoling her. Like, I hate when she makes me feel bad for Nick because I don't like Nick. But we have to give him credit because he did a really good job.
He handled this conflict well. Like,
Yeah.
he listened. He repeated back what he heard. He corrected any misunderstandings on her
Yeah.
part. He gave reassurance. He was so patient.
Yeah.
Because I would have hurt her feelings. I'm going to be honest with
He was dealing with a toddler. He was dealing with a toddler who didn't want to take a nap.
Who didn't want to go to bed.
No. And he would be like, hey, I understand what you're saying.
Let's
I'm
get a
here
good
with
night's
you.
rest.
But he's like, you're a little wild right now. Let's get some sleep. And she's like, okay, whatever. Just get some sleep. Whatever. It's cool. And he's like, okay, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? She's like, I don't know. Just like hold me. But also, I don't need you. I don't need you.
Antonini. Gil and Anton are the same
Gil and
person.
Anton.
Allie and Gil are the couple. Yeah, they pretty much give us nothing. They also hit us with that canary in the coal mine.
Okay.
And they haven't been fighting about anything.
Yeah, just he's so mature and everything. But like every time we see them talk to each other, they're not talking about anything.
It seems like they have so
Nothing to
little
talk
in
about.
common. And they built a connection off like not having middle names and speaking other languages and being white.
Yeah.
And that's it. They seem like they're attracted to each other, so that's nice. That's it. I don't care to talk about them anymore.
That's
What
honestly
else is
about
there?
it. I just to that last point, I just feel like this is proof that like, yeah, in the pods, they don't really connect on anything besides surface level stuff. Because when you see them interact with each other,
There's nothing there.
There's nothing to talk about.
There's literally nothing there.
So anyway, we can move on to Meg and Jordan, our Sparkle Meg and Jordan.
Megan and Jordan.
Yeah. So we saw again from episode 6, we saw Megan being very annoyed with Jordan at the pool party
Ooh, she was mad.
and telling him like, you're being really
You're fucking annoying me right
you're-
now.
yeah.
You're getting on my nerves.
exactly. And he
Which-
was drunk.
He was drunk.
Yeah.
He was being, I guess, really silly or whatever.
Sure.
And she, I guess, was wondering, like, does he have the capacity to be serious when things are serious?
Yeah.
We see them in this episode trying to work through the conflict that they had
Yeah.
at the pool party.
Yeah, exactly. And we see her now saying things like, "Oh, I just need you to be there for me. Like, I need you to."
Jordan, I need to know that, like, you're going to be there for me. And in what context?
what does that even
Because he was
mean?
silly at the pool party. Now you're questioning whether or not he can be there for you.
Basically, yeah. And like she said a thing where it just felt like she doesn't even know what she wants. It felt like she was more focused on being perceived as the power couple.
She said that.
She did say that. Yeah. Like she was basically saying like, I want people to think of this way. I forget her exact
She
wording.
said something along the lines of like, if you're being so silly, like it's going to be hard for people to take us seriously. I want people to look at us and know
Yeah.
that we're the power couple, that we're the
Exactly.
it couple, basically.
Exactly. And it's like, girl, you worry about the wrong thing.
Yeah, her priorities
They're-
seem to be
Off. She's worried about the wrong things.
yeah, and that's where we see his major concern of like the way that she talks to him might be a problem.
Yeah, because he really took to heart her comment of saying like, you're really annoying. And like it was that weird interaction where I'm always like secondhand embarrassed, where somebody will say something abrasive and then just stare at the person. Yes. She was like, you're being annoying. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's just like, and then him feeling awkward, being like, okay, what can I do to fix this? Can I be silly? Can I apologize? And she's just staring at him.
I be kind of doing that shit. I think it's kind of girl shit.
It's that mom
shit.
It's that mom shit.
It's like, I want you to know
Yeah.
that you are not dismissed, and I'm gonna glare at you until I'm ready to be done with this, chastising you.
Y'all got to work on that shit. Anyway, so yeah, he really kind of internalized that a little bit in saying that like, I don't know.
Yeah,
this might be a
and
big
then he
thing.
started to do the like, oh, woe is me. Like, oh, I'm so annoying. Oh, I'm annoying. I don't know if you'll be able to love me then. I'm annoying. I don't know if our relationship's going to work, which was kind of childish.
I mean, a little bit.
I understood his frustration. Basically, he was like, I'm here having fun with my friends. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And you're saying that I'm annoying and you don't want to be around me.
Yeah. I mean, it can sound like a small thing, but for someone to like look at the person they care about and have them stare you in your soul and say, you are annoying.
Did she say you are annoying or you're annoying me?
Well,
I think she said you're really
me.
fucking annoying me or something.
Yeah,
like
but I mean, when you add like a curse word in front of it, it drives it home a little bit more, and it can very easily be interpreted as you see me as annoying.
Yeah, which
he
whatever.
might
be annoying, and also we don't know.
Seems annoying, but
we don't know what we didn't see.
Exactly.
What else was cut out from that interaction? But yeah, he definitely took that shit to heart, and
we also saw again back to where we don't necessarily know if Megan knows how to prioritize certain things. We see them talking about her being a potential stepmom, basically.
How she's nervous about it.
She's nervous about, meeting his son, meeting the mother of his son. And it just seemed, her priorities were all off. They were talking about her being a stepmom, and she was saying, oh yeah, I'm so ready to be a mom. I feel like I'm so motherly. What do I buy him? What can I get him?
What she went to first.
What can I get him to be? What are you okay with me buying him? And Jordan, being an actual parent, basically saying that I don't need you to buy him everything.
Yeah,
like,
I was pleasantly surprised. One, by his ability to set that boundary, and he said like, if gift giving is what you like to do, that's fine. Just don't go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I want my son Luca to understand that life isn't always about getting everything that you want. And he's a kid. Like, he wants to have experiences.
Exactly.
With you.
Yeah, he was very adamant on saying, like, he's a child, experiences, taking him out to get ice cream, playing with him. Like, those are the things that are going to be important to him, not having a Gucci backpack.
Right, which was funny. It was shady because he was like, don't go get my kid a Gucci backpack.
That part.
But that also that says something about his character, because in this situation where they genuinely seem like they're interested in each other and would pursue this, like, he could be coming up on a bag.
Yeah.
And he could approach it like, well, damn, my kid's about to get every and anything. But instead he's saying like, I got my kid. Like, I will take care of me and my child financially. You do what you do with your money, essentially, but don't come in and think that you're now going to spoil my child and alter his relationship with money and material things.
Exactly.
I respected that, honestly.
Yeah, he's a parent. He recognizes, and he's also very. I don't know if it's in like, not in conflict, but I don't know if it's in like opposition of potentially how she lives her life. But he's very adamant on saying like, no, we live in a very humble place. Like, we're very.
I think he has to prepare her.
I think he does. Yeah.
I think he's trying to prepare her for the large gap between their lifestyles.
Yes, because he's like, I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment and you're talking about going to buy like another 5-bedroom or something. Maybe.
Right. I think that's more of like, look, lady, don't you come around here thinking.
Don't you drive up on my house in a Porsche.
Exactly. Just because you live in LA in a mansion means that I live in LA in a mansion. I got a 1-bedroom.
Yeah, but I think it's also in preparation to say, we have different lifestyles. You have more money than me, but that does not mean that you are better or you have done adulthood better, basically, than me. And like, I think she is a perfect example of someone who thinks having money makes them a good partner or a parent. Like it prepares them to like take on the world better than someone who doesn't have money. And it's funny because this is a very wrong idea, but it's a very common idea that like, you know, it's a very masculine thing to, you know, say I have the money and yeah, man, I got money. I'm good. I got a good job. I can do anything. I can be a parent.
Basically, yeah, that
you know?
money and the ability to provide financially equates to good parenting.
Yeah.
And to the ability to be a parent.
Yeah. Or to be a good partner in general. And it feels like she has like kind of taken on that role, even though it's very wrong for that idea because masculine and feminine are just like this is dumb concepts. But
I don't know that they're dumb concepts,
Well,
but I think they're very rigid. I don't agree that they're dumb. I think they're rigid.
Yeah.
And the interpretations like this, where it's like the masculine one is the person who provides.
yeah,
That
like the things we attribute to masculine and feminine, I think are usually dumb because they're not exclusive to either person.
they're
basically.
social constructions and they're not
Exactly.
based in anything concrete.
Exactly.
And people can stray from them.
Exactly. So, you know, she just has a lot going on and you know, I don't want to take up a lot of time, but she also she's a self-described type A type person, you know. And it is very funny to me how like I see a lot of people who describe themselves that way and they implode very easily when things don't go according to plan, basically, which is life. In my
And he
opinion.
says that. He's like, there's going to be so many more unknowns and unexpected.
Yeah. And again, she's like kind of crying about things. And it's like, girl,
Yeah.
this is the first day.
And you made the point while we were watching, you like the likelihood that she's going to acknowledge this as one of the times where he does show up for her is very slim because she's making a tally of all of his transgressions and all of his inabilities and inabilities to show up the way she wants. But when he does, we'll see if this counts for anything.
Basically her saying like, oh yeah, he plays too fucking much, basically. And yeah, I do wonder if this is going to count in his favor of being like, oh, he was serious.
He is capable of doing the things that I need him to do.
I wonder.
We'll
she
see.
might, but I do wonder.
We'll see. I just need to say I do not want to see Jordan's child on this show. We do not need to exploit this little baby boy for our viewing pleasure. That's weird.
I hope we don't see him.
He needs to be a father off camera.
Yeah.
Whatever interaction she's going to have with the child and with the baby moms needs to happen privately. We don't need to see that.
We don't need to see it. We can hear about it. We need to see it. I agree with that.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so we'll just we already did a lot of discussing, but we'll just ease into the other part of like, you know, like you were saying, it feels like a trend, right? Where these men on the shows implode in social situations.
We kind of see it happening here, but like I wonder if it's like more of a trend in general where we do kind of see men having a harder time in like maybe like social situations where like, you know, might not know the right thing to say, joking kind of awkwardly, just kind of struggling to
connect with people,
and to not be weird
and
like, you know,
like too goofy or too silly.
It's like, why are you scaring the hose right now? Like just stop what you're doing, you know. But again, on the flip side, we do see a lot of situations where the stress of like kind of like an everyday just like an everyday interaction can sometimes like really implode a lot of women sometimes, where the men will have to come in and say, you know, hey, it's cool. Like just chill out. We'll handle this one thing at a time.
Yeah.
But you know, on the other side, the women will have to come in the social situations and say like, ha 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 ha, it's okay. He just jokes this way.
Reel it in, baby.
Please. So it's a lot of heavy lifting sometimes on either side.
On both parts.
Yeah, and I do wonder if it's like, is this a socialization issue where
women know how to navigate being like around people.
Yeah, or being like presentable, basically.
Being presentable and connecting with people, but have a harder time managing the stressors that life is throwing at us.
Yeah.
And
I think
opposite for the men.
Yeah, I think to that point, like it makes me think about how I've heard how women who are not like coupled, basically, how when they get older, they're still not alone, basically. They still have like communities and friends. Like you guys are, it seems like on a potential socialization issue, women are much more equipped to create their own communities and to have friends, to
Yes.
have support.
Yes.
Whereas it's not the same for men. Like we're not socialized in a way that like leads us to a bunch of like pro-social tendencies.
Yeah.
You basically.
No, there's something to that. I
Yeah.
think also though, and this is very real in a relationship, a lot of the mental labor is on the woman.
That's true.
So there's probably just generally more stress on the woman's plate. So of course, when something goes wrong,
or
she is less able to respond
Yeah.
and like emotionally attenuate, like the ability to say like, oh, this isn't that big of a deal, or
Yeah.
like my anxiety is what's responding to this, but in actuality like we can handle the situation.
Yeah.
Because when you have so much on your plate constantly, it's harder to be able to decide, it's harder to be able to react in a way that's always appropriate.
Sure. I mean, especially when like you guys, I don't think you guys really practice that or have a lot of situations to practice that kind of like, that are not, is articulation the word?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. The articulation in between, like, here are responsibilities and here are situations that are out of my control. So like, we'll cross that bridge later, which I think men are much better at. Even when there are responsibilities that we do have, I think there's potentially a socialization.
You mean procrastinating? Or like multitasking the way that women are always doing a million things at once?
I think everyone does. I think there is, maybe in a household, there is, based on like patriarchy and whatnot, there is more of an expectation that women will handle like a lot more of those like menial tasks in general, but it builds up to be a lot, like to a lot of men, it's like, what does it matter if we have a calendar that shows, who's doing what when, like it'll get done or whatever.
Right,
if it's
but it
important.
only gets done because I know when everything is and where we
Sure.
have to be and all of those things.
Sure. And that's where it does show that like those things that do seem small do end up like, having a larger, mental impact basically.
Yes, and then therefore making it harder to manage anxiety, and like when something
Sure.
that is bigger comes up, it's
Sure.
harder to like keep your cool. And I mean, I understand in this instance, like Megan being really nervous about meeting the mom,
Yeah.
Luca's mom, his baby mama.
But in that situation, like if we don't know what their situation is so far.
Right.
So in that situation is an example of her stressing out and not being able to completely control a situation and that leading to an amount of anxiety where she's like literally crying.
Yeah.
Wherein, in this case, Jordan's having to come to her and say, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to put you in a situation where you are going to be on the back foot like that. Like it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I think that is a skill to have because I think there is so much in our lives that is outside of our control. And, provided that you have someone who is actually helping you with things, helping you like with, menial house chores and like doing the small things.
The everyday functions
the
of
everyday
life.
stuff, provided you have someone who's actually able to do those things, I do think that skill comes in very handy to be
Yeah.
able to say, this is outside of our control. Or even if it was in our control, what's the actual end result of us not getting to this place? Or, these things kind of falling apart. Like we can't control
the
these
sort
things.
of like bigger picture zoomed out look
Yeah.
and being able to present that to your partner to calm them down.
Exactly.
basically.
Yeah. So it's like,
and that's something that I see even in our relationship, right? Like I am the one who's like thinking about all the things all the
Yeah.
time, but you're also the one who like can say to me, this is not urgent, right?
Yeah.
Like do not stress yourself out
Yeah.
about this thing.
that sounds like a
Yeah.
Tuesday's problem and today is Sunday.
Right.
And like, again, it's not an excuse ever to say like, I'm not going to help out with these things, or to make sure these things
do
do
your
get
part.
done. Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, like when you are in that moment of like really overthinking,
Panic.
or it's sometimes it feels like an actual panic. And when I think about it, sometimes I'm like, as long as this thing gets done, the rest of it might kind of fall in place. And if it doesn't, we'll still be alive. It's fine.
Yeah.
So there is I think a socialization issue and then when you add in patriarchy to it, like there is a lot of times where the load kind of ends up on the mental load can end up on the woman's plate.
The mental and the like physical act of like caring and maintaining.
Yeah, that part.
And it's also a disservice to the men because you see they don't even know how to function even when they're together. Like they're on some weirdo shit. Yeah. And another thing, because the part to my point of why would you stay with someone who's not choosing you? This is also socialization. Like Madison is so desperate for love, and I see that sometimes. I see that often in women. People choosing to live a totally different reality than what is actually happening before them, and like being with people that don't want them.
Yeah. And just being in complete denial about the reality in front of your face.
And it's often for someone who's so underwhelming, like incredibly underwhelming. Why are you bending over backwards, positioning yourself to get hurt and be disappointed for someone who is so mediocre?
Over Joe.
And like there is a difference between staying in a sort of like low effort relationship. Like maybe you've been in a relationship and you're like, you know, this person might not be the one.
This
but
person
like,
meets, you know, a good 60% of all I need or 70,
and
whatever.
they genuinely care for me and I genuinely care for them. Right? There's a difference between that and then being with someone who is not choosing you from the start. For being with someone who you constantly have to beg for reassurance. Being with someone who does not make it known that they want you, that they love you, that they care about you. And it makes me think about that myth, or rather that wives' tale, that in order for a relationship to work, that the man has to like the woman more than the woman likes the man. I've heard that a lot. That was kind of my sort of go-to for a while. What do you think about it?
I don't know how true that is, because I think to me that kind of gets more into just like power dynamics. Where to me, it feels like what's being said there is like, I want an unequal power imbalance. I want you to feel like you could always lose me. So you'll be more desperate to hang on to me and do more, which I don't think is a healthy way of doing a relationship. It's a way to keep someone in a relationship, but I don't think it's a healthy way.
I do see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I agree that like the relationship should have a healthy dynamic and not one person constantly chasing after the other. However, I think there is some truth to it, but I would change it to like a man has to want the woman more than the woman wants the man. Like the desire as the motivating force that's like that's sort of catapulting this relationship into something more serious, because that's the way that men are socialized to pursue women, like out of desire, out of...
So you're saying like attraction wise?
Yes, like attraction. He has to be more attracted to you and want you physically more than you want him. Absolutely, because that's the driving force behind most men's pursuit of women.
I could agree and say that like a man's attraction probably needs to be there from the start in order for him to continue to maintain and like do more and commit to a relationship. I think based on socialization, I do think it might be harder for a man to grow to like be attracted to someone.
To grow in love with a woman?
I mean, based on like physical attributes purely, because I feel like everyone has to grow to love someone when it comes to like social and emotional and mental stuff. You know, I think you have to grow in that somewhat.
I think you fall in love with people. Grow to love someone are two very different things. It's a choice. It's an opening of your heart. It's a decision that says like, you know, this might not be how I normally pursue. Like this might not be the person that I normally pursue. This might not be someone that I typically am attracted to, but like I like these things and I'm willing to let this love foster against the instincts that I normally have. Those are two different things.
Sure.
And when I think there are a lot of women who grow in love with their partners or grow to love their partners. I don't know a lot of men that grow to love the women that they're with. They like them from the very, very beginning.
I think that goes into a more like socialization thing where I think a lot of women are trained to
see the whole person of a man.
Actually, no. I think a lot more women are trained to, you know, see that potential in someone. So, but when you're seeing the potential in someone, you're not really seeing them. So I think what happens when women grow to love someone, they're actually accepting this person for who they are and not who they thought they were going to be in the relationship to begin with.
I see what you're saying, but I think that's a different thing.
Potentially, it might be.
I'm not talking about potential. I'm talking about, like he's a little quirky, or like, he's not exactly who I'm attracted to, but that doesn't matter to me. That isn't a priority.
Okay.
That is what I mean by grow in love. And women are more willing to do that than men are.
I think generally,
especially a man in his like mid 20s to early 40s, if we're being honest.
That's fair. Yeah, I will say a lot of men probably have that mentality of like, I can find something better. I can find something like, if I'm willing to put up with this person's like flaws and quirks, like I want them to at least like look a certain way, basically.
So yeah, he gotta like you more in the beginning. He gotta want you more. He needs to want you more. I think you should like each other equally.
I think an unhealthy person, someone who is not aware of the bullshit they are doing, to your example, they might need to like you more. I think it depends on the person.
And how many of these men are healthy? What you mean?
I mean,
I'm generalizing here. There are exceptions, but I think there's some truth to that. Like I think it's truth too. If I were to peep in the beginning of seeing someone or dating someone that they're like not that crazy about me, or that I am like obviously more into them and attracted to them than they are me, I would pull back. I would definitely pull back.
Sure. Yeah, which I think it's healthy for most people to do. If you see someone,
if I were seeing a woman and I was more into her than she was into me, I would give it space. I would give it space and time to grow and see what were to come of that. But the likelihood that a man that I'm more attracted to than he is me is going to screw me over is a lot higher.
There's something there.
There's something there.
There's something there. I'll give you that. There is something there.
There's something there, and that's all I'm saying.
So yeah, I don't know if it's a hard and fast rule, but there's something there to look at, basically. So
everybody, you should like the person that you're with, that you're seeing. You should like each other equally.
And you should feel liked by the person that you're choosing to spend your time with.
Absolutely.
So, and if you're having to question
that's
from the very beginning, if you gotta
question it from jump, then that ain't it.
Yeah,
baby, he don't want you. You don't need him, and let that be that.
Madison, my dear, just move on. It's all right. It's okay.
Oh, Dios mío.
Yeah, but after a while, I'm gonna stop feeling bad for her, because like you digging a hole for yourself.
After a while, girl, she dead to me.
Not dead.
Like, don't let her ass go blind anytime soon. Joe gonna be playing in her fucking face.
She's like, Joe, I can still see. I can still see you, Joe.
Oh, you had something in your eye. You had something in your eye. Anyway, y'all, this was fun. Let us know if you've had any experiences with people that you felt the desire was imbalanced.
Not even there. And you still stuck around.
What's your experiences with your partner and their ability to like be social and connect with people, and or if they offer you any sort of emotional grounding.
Yeah, like handle stress well, and if they're a well-rounded person.
Yeah, join us next time for more messy looks into love, dating, and relationships. We will see where
we're gonna see if
Calabria.
We're gonna see if Calabria is finally over this man, or if she keeps going.
Yeah, usually it really devolves very quickly when they move in together.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So we gonna see. Remember, we are here for the drama,
here for the mess,
but it's all love.
Please like and subscribe. If you are listening to us on a podcast platform, please give us a stellar review and a like, please. On Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Every view, comment, like, subscribe helps us, because we're just in our baby stages. So please help us out, help get the show to more people. Yeah, we'd love to hear from y'all. Hit us up with your dating experiences and lovers questions. Email us at loverswatchpodcast@gmail.com. See y'all next time. Yeah, take it easy.